Well, well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, and with this, it has become crystal... English is hard. Crystal clear that Mr. Koshin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Ablaze ink. Yeah, it's like... Filler is weird. Because there are cases where filler is fine, and there are cases where filler is not fine. For example, I find that filler in Bleach to be just terrible for the most part, just awful all around. But like Naruto itself, I didn't mind because it expanded the universe and the characters were never seen again. The filler characters, but in Bleach you had the filler characters. They just stayed. Why the hell are they there? Ablaze ink. Ablaze ink is a special product of the Republic of Babal. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever to be exported. And that reason is... that is classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Manny Koshin. So I'm not really too familiar with Teen Titans, so I have no idea where the filler is needed and the filler is not needed. Ah. His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard to find for both of us. Wait, both of our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. It is so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. Wait, what? Message that tomorrow some people might show up for a screening with thick blood and other measures. Could it be that they're just doing some tests? There's just some testing on COVID? Got to be like drink something power, forget the plot. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I am not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Koshin was a suspect in the KG-8 incident. Of course I know. On top of being the head of a smuggling ring, there is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. The existence of this document itself is quite important, isn't it? Yes, it proves that Manny Koshin was the ringleader of the smuggling operation. I suppose it does. It really does look that way, however. I don't believe it shows all he was up to. And in order to find the truth behind his deed, we can continue investigating. Blind? Oh. Edgeworth. Let's see, now we have that. Can we talk to him about this? No, not you. You. I can't believe that Ablaze ink was being used in such an evil scheme. And if people were to find out, well, that would really tarnish the global image of Babal. This is really bad. Really bad. Oh, Babal's in the behind now. Gumshoe is great. Actually, that's something I really miss Gumshoe in the 3DS games. It's just like, it's not the same without Gumshoe. You need to have... Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's a crime. In Dual Destinies, Gumshoe is not present. It's a sodding crime, I tell you. He's replaced by some fucking justice rando who goes, oh, justice! He's like a lawful good paladin. With all the sense of lawful stupid. I think Meekins is to prefer, really. It's just me, or just his words don't match his facial expressions. Yeah, we don't have to deal with Meekins, Myla, you don't have to worry about that. And so does my voice, because doing his voice is a pain. Let's see, how did this go? Did we get more logic points? I don't think so. No, we didn't. I have something else that I have. Hey, so that butterfly! I believe it's a symbol of the Republic of Babal. There we go. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. Well, I got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I came to be a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. Well, yeah, it's I don't know if it's back in the last game, The Spirits of Justice. But I hope he is, because it's not the same without Gumshoe. You may want to, detective. However, I've yet to see the fruit of your desire. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. The design of the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Ablaze species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus, it says it right here. This knife is a property of the Republic of Babal. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found in this room. There we go. Larry's... I mean, you need to have both Larry and Gumshoe. Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be? Now, come along quietly, Yatagarasu, Kai Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Koshin. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you believe me, I didn't do it! I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here, and he was already. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Hold it. I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistakes mistaken arrest Interpol makes. Yeah. Pull out. Fine. Get Phoenix. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kai Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Even your police confirm that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And, most importantly, other than her, there was no one else here in with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagarasu. Exactly. But this isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. Ah, look how many times I have to tell you! I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu. Very well, then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Manny Koshin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. I like Emma Skye. She has the right enthusiasm, but she is competent. Unlike Gumshoe, you need to have the competent cop and the incompetent cop, and you always need to have the gag on the incompetent one. It's established, you know? We look forward to your review salary next time, Detective Gumshoe. Well, you need to have that, you know?
Hold it!
They may have confirmed it, but you're still telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu is that committed murder and eluded us. Of course the chief's after the Yatagarasu that entered the Ablaze embassy right away. And that is why I'm also making the arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. In any case, this is what happened. This is what I believe happened tonight.
Hold it!
The confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire? A suspicious person with a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire. It sounds like we have a phantom in our midst. Yeah. Gumshoe, what did you do? In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there for you to steal your dirtiest secrets. Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them, so she killed Mr. Koshin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound, but I expect nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now doesn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need. Gumshoe. Oh, that's awful. I don't think Edgeworth would let his trusted partner starve to death despite cutting his salary to sustaining himself on salt. Let's see. Probably. Let's say this one. It's been so long, I can't remember. Goddamn bugs. Agent Shinna, I regret to inform you that there's a flaw in your logic. Oh. Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Togarashi, I'm certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Koshin's body. Furthermore, the Togarashi would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. By the simple fact that the documents are still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer target was not the safe after all. Then, perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Koshin had the key on him. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact. Need reason? All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him while she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe's second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Koshin was stabbed to death. Objection! But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding a knife she used to on the victim with my own eyes. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more of the evidence that will put her away behind bars. The knife on the body was consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon with the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it from the bottom. The knife is part of a special 3-piece set which has a design like no other. The evidence and testimony it all points to the girl. There is no counter argument. That is your definitive evidence? You see now that she's definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you've got to believe me! I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear! And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person. That's right! I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Yeah, I would love to get more investigations. We're playing these investigations too. When I played Nier is coming after I'm done with this game. I played all the Nier endings, and then we're playing investigations afterwards. Investigations 2. Who's that? It says, I came to this room upon hearing the girl's scream, and then I saw her holding the knife. I immediately restrained her. So, the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. Oh. Okay. But the suspicious person in the black coat came into this room before me. You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? I know! But I know they came in here! That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not trustworthy testimony. you know, I just love the fact that, like, Phoenix has this Magatama can see into people's hearts, and it's like if they're hiding something. Apollo can like see minute twitches on people's face when they talk, and Miles Edgeworth has the superpower of logic. I just love that. You understand, don't you? We can't trust the girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence. I know, Pix. Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must be a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry, I can and I will. Yeah, it's like Edgeworth doesn't need anyone to hold his hand. He does it all by himself.
Hold it!
Does this mean that you already have the results back? We have confirmed that the shape of the Ablaze knife's blade matches the wound. Please do not confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensics team with your own.
Objection!
I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear, I hardly say that your logic is sound, which you will see in a bit. If you can't prove me wrong, please, by all means, go ahead. That's been my intention all along. Now, let's return to your testimony. I guess thief technology is a very valid point. But it's technology, not magic. You mean to say that you saw the K holding the murder weapon with your own eyes? I was also on search for the Atagarasu. When I heard the girl's scream coming from this window, I rushed over right away. When I arrived, I saw that girl standing there motionless with the knife in her hands. I already told you! I only came in here because I was after the Tagarasu! This suspicious person I saw came into this room. But when I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something on my foot on the floor, so I turned the light on and then... You found out there was a murder weapon at your feet. My intention, I had to tell you, we can't trust the words of a suspect. The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it? That's the only acceptable way to counter the argument of an danger of Interpol on a critical scene of a crime. I think the two of them are very, like, fitting for their respective characters. Where she provides Edgeworth with just technology and logic, Maya supports Phoenix with supernatural things to go with his divine intervention bullshit. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence to prove me innocent? I think I do, because there is one piece of evidence that I find a bit interesting. I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. Kay is cuter, yes, I do agree. Kay has this like an enthusiasm. I think they have this like different kind of enthusiasm where Maya is kind of innocent. She gets this like innocent enthusiasm, while Kay is very down to the ground, if you will. Let's see. We found this like pretty far up though. Let's see. Yeah. I think there was another thing on this knife though. We'll just keep pressing around. I can't remember how this one goes, so...
Hold it!
I ask that you please refrain from speculation. It's a sound hypothesis derived from the evidence. There's no room for debate. Ugh. Miles Edgeworth, know that an ungrateful loss will not be tolerated, my subordinate. Now, rebut our hypothesis with factual logic. Otherwise, what was your investigation for? Yes, you are correct. Thank you. Helping a subordinate out with advice is the job of any good superior. She seems to be rather enjoying herself, but she is correct nonetheless. Agent Shina, please continue with your testimony. It's just Francisca being all, you are now my subordinate, and being very, very smug and satisfied about it. I just love that she's just rubbing it in. It's like, yes, I am finally up. I am finally ahead in this little rivalry we have. Best little big sister, yes. About the three-piece set, is there really no other set like it? Let's ask Ambassador Palladino for more details, shall we? And the knives are indeed special. They have the butterfly, the symbol of the Republic of Babal, engraved on them. And because there are only 3 of them in the world, they are very, very valuable. The national symbol, huh? Well, the knives are covered in the butterfly design. Along with the above Ablaze set, our representative countries only have 3 knives each. I see. Are you satisfied now? If so, let's continue.
Hold it!
No, I believe there's still room for debate, and I thank you for not deciding to not decide that for me. I didn't decide anything for you. I'm merely looking at the reality the way it is.
Objection!
Are you sure you're not viewing the facts through some rose-colored glasses? Miss Edgeworth, I think she's mad at you. Perhaps, but our definitions of reality are a tad different. Aren't sure if you're done chatting. Agent Shina's proof that Bubbly's knife that Kay was allegedly holding. Yeah, so how are we going to prove that Kay didn't do it, sir? If Agent Shina wants to suspect Kay because she was the only one here, then I must show with evidence that Kay couldn't have committed the murder. But do you have such evidence, sure? Yes. There's one piece of evidence that seems very unnatural to me, and I believe it is my duty to point that out to Agent Shina. The thing is, though,
Objection!
no. Let's see, ledger figures are the most annoying things in the world, suppose. Yeah, like, the smaller something is, you have to really, like, be very on point on how you pose it. You need every little pose to be striking and distinct. There is something called the silhouette, like a posed silhouette. And it's where you strip away all color and left with just a black silhouette. Can you still see what the pose is supposed to do? If you can't, then it's a very ambiguous pose. And when it comes to small characters, like tiny characters, you want those silhouettes to be very striking. Ah, in that sense.